You guys are there? Shall we go ahead?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
sure. And yeah, don't worry on that. So we'll take one hour session. So it's 7:15 now, and we should be able to finish it by 8:15. Okay.
Okay.
Nothing to worry. Okay. All right. So in the past sessions, basically we have spoken about the bill of material and routing part. Today we are going to talk about work center. Okay, work center. So as you remember, if you remember yesterday, we were speaking about this bill of material and routing part. In the routing part, hold on for a second. So here the material which we took, I think I took 7 or something. Okay, 7 I took, and I created this two routing basically, if you remember. And in both of the routing, I took one work center here. Okay, this here I took machinist pin 1, and if I take back and go to the first one, for the first one, I took this work center as assembly and bottling. Okay, assembly is a code, like the way here the this Bajaj also the material code is 7 here, the same way here this work center have code. Okay, so we are going to talk about work center today. Ideally, first the work center should be created, and then only it can be used in the routing. Okay, so in the past session, what I have done is I have taken a work center which was already created. Okay, now we are going to create our own work center. Okay, and work center is nothing but machines. Remember that it is nothing but machines. You need to create the machine in the system, and to create the work center, your transaction code is CR01. Okay, CR01. Here it is to create the work center. And the moment you come to this work center, here you see plant and work center, and then work center categories mentioned over here. So if you go to work center category, first of all, you'll see a couple of options here. Whatever is necessary, we're going to talk about that. Okay. First of all, give a name. To create a machine, you have to give a code name. This is an external number. This number will not be generated by the system. Like when you create a material master, if you go to material master and M03 01, suppose here you select mechanical engineering, and then here you select material type for, and then hit enter. This is not there. The moment you hit enter here, it is going to ask you plant, storage location, house, and suppose just an example, or 1710, and then see here automatically system is creating the number. You are just giving the description. This is known as internal number, means system is creating that. But this case is not the same with work center. Work center, this code is external number. You have to give that code name here. Okay, so let me close this one here, and then we will go and check it here. So in this work center, suppose I have a couple of machines available. Okay, CNC machine and some other machines also available. So I can put some machine. Let's say for example, I will get it as CNC 100M, means 100 mm CNC. This is kind of 100 mm CNC. The next thing, you have to select this work center category. In the work center category, you have to select whether it is a machine or labor. Okay, means this machine, this work center you are creating, whether this belongs to machine or labor. Sometime in some of the company, they have a labor group also. Okay, and they consider that as a work center also. So because of that, that option is given. SAP is given this labor option here. Okay, if you don't have this option, you can go with this machine also category. You can select machine or labor. What kind of resource or machine you are going to create, that you have to tell here. So I can go here machine, hit enter. The moment you hit enter, it is going to take you to the next screen where you have to enter some basic details. All right, here I'm on the next screen. So here we have this 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, 5 basically field which we have to fill. So we are going to enter this work center name as descriptions. You can put it up here, like I can put it as 100 mm automated CNC. So this is my code, 100-M is my code, and the description is 100 automated CNC. Okay. So this is the description, and it has 5 different tabs available. Something for the basic data, something for the default data, something for the capacities, something for the scheduling, and something for the cost. It's very important for all of them. Okay, you have to maintain the data. Now in the basic data, basically it is going to ask you the basic data which is required to maintain in the work center. And in the work center, the category which you selected, or the machine, whatever the category you selected, machine, you selected machine category in the selection screen, and because of that it is showing machine here. And the next one is the person responsible, like who is the responsible person for this work center. You are going to maintain that person responsible. Okay, if you don't see your name here, you can configure it like the way you are configuring your MRP controller. The same way you can configure it. How you can configure it? So go to SPRO, go to reference IMG, and then our node is production. As you know, you want to get production, and then go to basic data here. Under basic data, go to work center, and under work center, go to general data. Under general data, here you see determine person responsible. So you're gonna go ahead and go to this node and go to new entry. So your plant revenue is, my plant is 1710. Archana, Ragini, as I have already told you, you can go with your plant. Okay, whatever the plant we have created in your server, that plant you can go with. You enter your plant name, responsible person. Suppose I'm gonna put it as 001, 002, 1. I'm gonna add 2 number. Okay, it's up to you. You can add 1 number or 2 number. You can maintain Jan and Ragini, and then hit the save button and create a new TR, because this is a new setting we are doing. So go to the create button here, and short description would be work center, and then hit save. So this way you can save the work center. Continue. The moment you click on the continue, you can see this is now saved. And if you go and check your person responsible again, you will see your name out now. So you can find out who is the person, Gyan or Ragini. Okay, suppose I'm going to take with Ragini's name here. The next thing here, you have to check this usage. This is very important also. This usage is very important. This usage will tell you in which place you can use this work center. Okay, the way you select the usage, system gonna say you in which place you can use this work center. If I go to the drop down menu here, so here you see a lot of type of task list coming. So first option is 000, no task list categories. So if you go with 000, you cannot use it in any type of task list. Okay, neither routing, neither quality plan, or no rate routing. You cannot use it anywhere. If you go with 0001, only routing, this work center can be used only in routing. In CA01 only you can use it. The same way, we have different type of task list also available. Routing is there, rate routing is there. During repetitive manufacturing, we will talk about rate routing. So if you select 0007, this machine can only be used in rate routing. Okay, it cannot be used in other places. Similarly, if you go with master recipe and process order, it can be used in only PPPI industry or process order. It cannot be used in discrete industry. It cannot be used in routing also. Only it can be used in master recipe. You go with 0008. Okay, you cannot create this machine, or you cannot use this machine in routing. Okay, I can show you one example here. Suppose I'm gonna go with this one, 008 here, and then we'll see. The next system is asking standard value key. Okay, standard. What is standard value key? The standard value key is basically, you guys can note it down in a pen and paper. Okay, what is standard value? When I'm saying some thing, so you guys can note it down. What is standard value key? The standard value key is nothing but it contains some parameter through which you can capture the cost. If I give an example here, let me go to my routing which we created yesterday, CA03. So in this routing, if you remember, we had taken the machine as assembly and bottling. And in this assembly and bottling machine, here you see it's saying setup, machine, and labor. So from where these three things are coming, where? So for this machine, you can see if you go this bottling machine, in bottling machine only setup is there, machine is there, but labor is not there. Labor you cannot enter. Okay, so in which machine, what cost capturing parameter has to be added, that will be decided by this standard value key. Okay, if you go to the drop down menu here, see, you will find in standard SAP from SAP 0 to SAP 6 only you will find. Okay, SAP 0 to SAP 6. These are the standard value key you will find. Okay, and the moment you select the standard value key, the cost capturing parameter will be pre-populated. Whatever is assigned here, those will be pre-populated. As an example, let me go to SAP 0 here, and then see it says no standard values, and because of that no standard values, you can see in the standard value overview it's not showing anything because here it is we have selected no standard value. The moment I go to SAP 1 here, normal production, you can see setup, machine, and labor is coming because in this SAP 1 these keys are added. Because of that it is coming. Okay, if I go with SAP 2, see some other things are also coming. Similarly, let me go with some SAP 3. In SAP 3, see the time got changed. Similarly, for my earlier sessions with different students, I had created this Z001. Okay, this one I had created. So if I go with Z001, you can see setup, machine, labor, along with fuel and electricity are also coming. Means these parameters can be used to capture the cost of operation. Understanding my point?
Yes,
Any?
but
Okay.
here created the customized one.
Yes, this standard value can be customized.
But here the keywords are mentioned in 5. It how to create the keywords?
Yes, that we're gonna look at. We'll go and check into the system how you can define your standard value key. But before that, just one thing. Okay, here SAP 1 I'm taking. So for this routing, if you remember, this is my work center assembly. Then can you guys tell me for assembly here only you can see setup, machine, and labor, or nothing else. If you go ahead to the right side, you cannot see anything else. Only setup, machine, labor. Then what key would have been selected? Can you guys tell me which standard value key? Yeah, for assembly. Yeah, for assembly, which key is selected then? It is SAP 1. If you double click on, yeah, you can see SAP 1 here for assembly. Okay, if you double click on this column here, it will take you to the CR03 where you can see the work center. Similarly, if you go with the bottling, here only it is showing this one and machine. It is not showing labor. Here your standard value key is different. Let's go and check. So you can see this YBP1, only machine and labor. Understanding my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
Good. So we'll go to the system and we'll check where and how we can maintain the standard value key. Okay. And apart from that also, before I go to the configurations, here you can see the location, QDR system and supply area. So this location is required. This is not that important, but yeah, if you want, you can capture the location. Basically, location means in which place this machine is located. Okay, for that purpose, you can capture this location information here. There is a create indicator also there. So suppose you don't know, in case you don't know which path you need to use where you can configure this location. You can click directly here, create values, and continue without specifying project. And you can simply add the location where you can, here you see, define location, and in the defined location for each plant you can maintain some location. So for an example, I'll put the new entry here. I'll maintain 1710. I can maintain the location as Z00001, and the name, suppose planning yard 1. Okay. And now if I go back, save it first. This location I added. Okay, this is the node basically. You can see enterprise structure, definition, then logistic and location. Okay. Coming to this node, you can add the location in case you want, or if you don't know directly, you can click it here. It will automatically take you to that node wherever it is available. Now let me go back and see this planning yard 1 is coming now. Okay, here you can maintain a location. QDR system is required when you want to send the inspection result through this work center to a different system. Okay, so from quality management point of view also this work center is used, and in case you want to link LIMS system, that is called as lab information management system, then this QDR system is necessary. Otherwise you can ignore it. Okay, similarly that goes with the supply area also. Here you can go to the drop down menu, you can maintain some supply area, and this supply area is necessary if you are going with Kanban. Remember that for normal routing and master recipe or rate routing, this supply area is not necessary. So you can essentially remove this location QDR system and supply area also. Supply area is necessary in Kanban process. So Kanban process is again a different supply chain process where it works on a different way other than the discrete or repetitive manufacturing. So remember one thing, in basic data view, person responsible, usage, standard value key. This is all important, and there is a checkbox for backflows also available, which we will talk in further session. Okay, in which place this backflows is gonna take its effect, along with the advanced planning indicator also. So we'll talk that during our first, further sessions. Now, as Gyan was pointing out, let us go and talk about the standard value key, where we can maintain the standard value key. Basically, we will go to this same SPR node. Let me come out of this node. So, production, basic data. Then under basic data, go to work center. Under work center, go to general data. Under general data, go to standard values here. So in the standard values, first it is saying that define parameter and then define standard value key. If I go to the define standard value key, see here SAP 0, SAP 1, SAP 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, something like that. These standard values are coming, and these are the same standard value key which you can see in my work center over here. You can see the same values here. So whatever the configuration you are going to add here, same thing you can see it in the work center. And meantime, let me close this routing so that you guys, it doesn't create any confusion to you. Whatever you see here. Now under this standard value key, we maintain the parameter which we want to capture. So in SAP 1, okay, in our case we are using SAP 1 here. If you go to SAP 1 and go to the details here, so here you can see we are using the parameter called SAP 1, SAP 2 is machine, and SAP 3 is labor. Because of these three things only, since these three parameters are added here, the moment I'm selecting SAP1 here, I can see those three information, these three keywords, just because it is added here. So for an example, here I will add something different also. So suppose I'm capturing fuel also, Z fuel. Now let me save it, and I will create a different tier. It is PP Work Center, and then value key, standard value key. So now you see in SAP1, this 4 value I added, fuel also I added. Okay, SAP1 is the standard one. Okay, SAP always recommend that do not change it. Just for demonstration purpose, I'm changing it. I'll report back the changes in a minute. Now I will go to this SAP 0, and then I will come back to SAP1 again. SAP1. So here you see now fuel, you can see. New key you can see. So you can add up to 6 parameters through which you can capture the cost. These are called as activity parameter. Okay, so you can capture 6 parameters. Now let me remove this. This is out of the SAP standard, so I'm gonna remove it. Okay, let us keep SAP 1 to 3 only for the normal production. If you go and check SAP 0, in SAP 0 you see nothing is there, and because of that, the moment we go and make it as SAP 0, you can see those keywords or those activity capturing parameters are gone because nothing is assigned in SAP 1. Now let us go ahead and check for this one which I created, Z01. So under Z01, if I go and go to the details, you can see setup, machine, labor, fuel, and electricity are there. Okay, these are the parameters which I have added to Z01. Now we will put the same thing here. Z01. Hit enter. The moment you hit enter, you can see setup, machine, labor, fuel, and electricity. Exactly the same 5 keywords are coming, which is assigned to this standard value key called Z01. Any questions?
Here only 6 parameters only added here, sir.
No, 5 are added. 6 is empty here.
If in case I want 7 parameters here,
Hmm?
if it's possible to create the 7 parameters.
No. As per the SAP standard, you can only capture 6 parameters. Okay, these 6 parameters are more than enough. Okay? As per my experience, I can say these are more than enough to capture the cost. Okay, now let us go ahead and we will create our own standard value key. So for an example, we will create our own standard value key. And before I create one standard value key, let us talk about the parameters. So the parameter you can select it from here like this. Fuel, electricity, some other things are also there. You can select it from here, the parameter. And suppose if you don't find your parameter here, you can create your own parameter also. Okay, if you don't find the parameter, for example, suppose you want to capture the yes.
In here, these are mandatory fields are customized, sir.
No, this is not
parameters, sir.
No,
shown in the parameters.
No, these are not mandatory again. You can use them the way you want. Okay, these are not mandatory, and because of that, you see in SAP 0 nothing is there. That's why the region SAP 0 nothing is there. Okay, so and this cost capturing,
but here,
see this in this work center, the standard value key is only used in case you wanted to capture the cost. If you don't want to capture the cost, then go with SAP 0. Nothing is there, so no cost. Understanding my point?
Yes, sir. But if I have a new parameter, how to create the parameter?
Yes, that's why
there is no parameter.
Yeah, suppose as an example, we will go to this G01 and suppose we want to capture the cost of coal. Okay, coal is not there, you see, coal is not there. I want to capture the cost of coal. You scroll it down also, coal is not there. So we can create that parameter also. How to create that parameter? First of all, come out of this one, go here to define parameter in the same node. First you define the parameter and then you can define the standard parameter. So go to the new entry here, and in the new entry, before I go and show you the new entry, let me show you the one which I created last time. Okay, this electricity and fuel was there. So this electricity and fuel, like I had created. Let's see one of them, how I'm creating. See, the parameter name is the electricity. Origin, here the origin you have to select it as 2 because you are going to use that in operation. So you have to use it 2, standard value in the operation. Okay, for what purpose this parameter you are creating, where you will be using this parameter, that's what system is asking. So we will select it as a standard value in the operation, means we are going to use that. And then here in the sort key, the definition kind of thing, or sort key, long word, short word, you can enter, and then you have to give a dimension and unit of measure. So this electricity belongs to energy, the dimension is energy, and standard value belongs to this kilowatt hour. Same way, I will create suppose a new one for coal. Okay, I can go to the new entry here, and I'll put it as Z coal. And as I'm repeating this many times, anytime you are creating a new entry or something, make sure you create it or begin it with Z or Y. Okay, go to the origin here and select standard value in the operation because we are going to use in the routing or in the operation task list, and then use some short key and long key. In the short key or long key will mention the coal. In the long key also I will make it a coal. Now coal, what is the dimension for coal? What would be the dimension? So go to the drop down menu and take it as mass. Okay, mass, mass, and then here the unit you give it to the kg. Okay, if you, for example, suppose you don't know the dimension is mandatory, and this standard value unit is also mandatory. Without this standard value unit you cannot proceed ahead. These are mandatory. Suppose you don't know what is your dimension and what is your standard value key, simply you can go to Google and search it, what is the dimension for kg. Okay, I can show you that. Suppose I'm going to go ahead right now, and then so here you can see the definition, it's mass m, dimension is m, the sort name is m, and it belongs to mass. Similarly, suppose you want to search energy or kWh, kilowatt hour. So kilowatt hour belongs to energy. That means it belongs to which category. That's what you have to give basically. Okay. Anyway, now going back to our this thing. So here we will enter this standard value unit and dimension. This is very important to enter. So it belongs to mass. The dimension belongs to mass and standard value unit belongs to kg because we are going to weight the mass of the product. And then you can save it. So this, now this parameter is saved. The same way, the way you want, you can create other parameters also if it is not available. Okay. And once you are done with this parameter, next what you can do is you can go to this define standard value key to define your own key. Now let us go ahead and define our own key. Okay, this G001 was already there. This was already there, and suppose I will just go ahead and create a new one. Okay, that is G002, and the name I'm gonna put it as standard value key, and I'll put it as 2 only, something like that. Some description you can put. Okay, and in the parameter you can select the parameter which you have selected. Suppose I want to capture the coal and labor. Okay, so for labor I will select this SAP 3 here, SAP underscore 3, coal and labor. Okay, I want to capture how much coal my machine is gonna consume and what is the labor price on that work center. So the way you want, you can mention it here. Okay, why I'm creating Z002 is basically in one work center I will use Z001 and in another work center I will use Z002. We will create two work centers. Okay. Understanding my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is thing. Now if I go and check my work center over here, I'll go to the drop down menu here. I'll go to Z002. See what is happening, what is appearing over here. I'll go to Z002. Now see coal and labor is only coming, nothing else.
Yes.
Okay, understanding my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you know, if you don't want to create the other views here, costing view, scheduling, pass rate, default values, then you can simply hit the save button here. The work center will be created only with the basic data. Other views will not be created, but it is always recommended that you maintain the other views. It's very important. Okay, other views also needs to be maintained, other values also needs to be maintained, because it has this work center is dependency on capacity. It has some relationship with scheduling and some relationship with costing. So even though you maintain the standard value key, if you don't maintain the costing view here or the costing data in the work center, then this work center, which is CNC-100M, it is not going to create any cost, or it's not going to generate any cost of operation. Okay, now I just wanted to show you some interesting thing. That is because of that I'm gonna select this, just save it right now. Okay, so it is only this work center is created, you can see, with only basic data. Other information I have not created. What is my work center name? CNC-100M. Okay, now I will go to the same routing. Yeah, CA02, and the routing which we had used, I'm gonna take any one of the routing here, and suppose I have one more you know I wanted to add one more operation, and for that I wanted to add some work center here. So what is my work center here? CNC 100M, right? So I can go to the drop down menu here, and then I can pick my machine over here. So here you can see it's showing CNC 100M, 100 millimeter automated CNC. I can pick up this machine here, and now the moment you hit enter here, you see it's saying work center CNC in plant 1710 doesn't exist for task list type N. Means this task list type N is routing, and this work center cannot be used in routing. Can you guys tell me why this error is coming?
Don't know, sir.
Come on, guys, I already shown you,
I
right?
think
It is because of the usage
sir,
here. If you go to the change
yes, sir,
button
but-
here now, go to the change here, CNC001, see the usage, what I selected here. I selected it as your
Yes, sir.
master recipe in process order. It means it cannot be used in routing. If I select here only routing, then only it can be used. Now see, let me change it to 001, and then let me save it. Okay, now we will again try to do that. Go to operation again and enter that machine again. Oh, we'll have to come back. Sorry about that. First, CA02. Okay, we'll go and second one, and here I will maintain CNC 100 mm. Now it is asking enter the control key. It is asking. Okay, this is accepted. The moment I enter a control key
Yes,
here,
sir.
PP01 or PP02, you see this is accepting. No error is coming. So make sure when you create the work center, always go to the uses and make it one for discrete manufacturing. I mean, only for routing. If you want this routing or this, if you want this work center to be valid for all type of task list, select 0009. All task list type. It means it can be used in anywhere. Okay, you can go and
Okay.
take this as 009 here and then save it. Okay, so the moment you save it, it can be used over here also. Again, let me show you that. Okay, so here I will go to this one again, PP0. You see it's accepting because here in my work center I change it to 009. So you can do that as per your availability or as per your requirement, something like that. Okay, you can use that. And for this machine, let us not take Z002, let us take Z001, because this is an automated CNC machine. It requires electricity. If some machine are there which doesn't require electricity, which require coal, we can have that coal parameter there. So we can capture the cost of the coal. But for this machine, let us go with this one, fuel and electricity. Okay. Now go to the default values here, and I'm into the change mode here presently. Okay, already, because last time I created this work center only with the basic data view. Now in the change mode itself, I can go to the default values, and here you can see a control key here also. Okay, and before showing you this, going into default values, I think I missed one thing. I can tell you guys here. Okay, so here some rule checking maintenance are there. Checking rule maintenance. Okay, presently it says no checking. What is this no checking means? It means when you are going to use this work center in a routing or task list, even if you don't enter setup, machine labor, electricity, fuel value also, system is not gonna check anything. Okay, and that is because here you see setup, machine labor, whatever it is there. Let me just say it as a I'm just giving an example. I'm going to do this packing and sealing on this CNC machine. It should be cutting, I know, but the description I'm just putting it as a packing and sealing. And for this machine, I think we'll have to change first data. Because of that, it's not coming because it was Z02 last time. Let me first save it, and then I will start and do this routing again. C02. Go to this one. And I will go suppose here PP01 and I'll put it as cutting. Now you see if you go to the right side here, okay, presently this units of measure are not set up, because of that it's not coming. No worries, just bear me for some more minute, we'll see that. Okay, now let me change this rule, no checking. Presently it is no checking here to must be entered. Okay, only setup and machine I'm maintaining this, it must be entered. And then go to the default values. In the default values, give the unit of measurement for these parameters. So for setup, suppose I'm going to maintain hour, machine it is HR, labor it is HR, fuel I want to capture it in liter L. Okay, diesel or petrol is there, it can be something. So I want to capture it in L, and then electricity I want to capture it in kWh. Okay, kilowatt hour. So that unit of measure you can see. Yes, you wanted to say something, both of you? No problem. Okay. Now I just entered this unit, standard unit of measure. And since this unit of measure, see, last time these are not entered here. Because of that, the moment I enter my work center also, this unit of measure is not coming for the second line. You see, this unit of measurement are not coming. Why? What could be the reason? It is not coming because I had not maintained it here. Now let me save it first. This is saved now. Now I will go to the routing again. I will not save it. Come back and go again. Go to group counter 2 here, and in the group counter 2 I will maintain this CNC PP01 and then see what is happening. See this HR liter and kilowatt and liter kilowatt hour, and then this setup machine labor HR, everything is coming automatically. At the same time, it is asking mandatorily you have to enter this setup machine value. Why it is asking that you need to enter this value mandatorily? Because in my machine or in the work center, I have put a rule here. This rule is for maintenance of the value. What rule I have put? This value must be entered. Because of that, in the routing, whenever I use this work center, you have to give setup and machine value. So suppose I can say that here it's gonna take 0.5 hour and labor it's gonna take 1 hour. And then you see it's taking me to this screen where I can see setup, machine, labor, and there's electricity and sorry, this fuel and electricity. I can see it here. Okay, understanding my point here? Why that mandatory option was coming? Because that was coming because of this maintenance rule maintenance. The way you want, you can maintain it here. Suppose instead of no checking, you can maintain should not be entered. Suppose I'm maintaining should not be entered. Now let's see what is happening. Should not be entered. Okay, now we'll go and create this routing again /mca02 to change the routing and group counter 2 here, and in the work center we'll put it here as pp01. Description is cutting. Hit enter and then setup you can maintain. Did I saved it? Yeah, it is saved. 0.5 hour machine 1 hour, and then hit enter. The moment you hit enter, it is not giving any sort of warning, nothing. Okay, because here I selected it should not be entered. Should not be entered. The way you want, you can maintain. If you keep it as a blank, so blank means no checking. Okay, understanding my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So if you for an example, if you go with should be entered, can you guys tell me what will happen with should be entered? Now let me go with this should be entered. Everything I'm going to remove. I'm going with should be entered, and if you don't enter it, then that time system will give a warning. Okay, should be means it should be entered. Okay, but it's not mandatory. It should be entered, but it's not mandatory. Okay,
Yes.
that means see what will happen now. It's not a must. The way you want, you can control it. Basically, it means what needs to be entered, what need not to be entered. Go to pp01 and cutting, hit enter. You see, it is only asking enter standard value for electricity. Okay, this is a warning basically. Okay, it's coming in yellow. If it is coming in red, then that's the error. And for setup machine labor or fuel, it is not giving any sort of warning. Why? Because for all of them, it is no checking, but for electricity, it should be entered, but it's not mandatory. If you want to skip it, double hit enter, it will take you to the next screen. Means without entering the value also, you can still proceed ahead, but if you don't enter the value, system will give a warning in yellow. Understanding my point?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. And then we will see some default value here. Okay. Now go to the default value column, and then if you want to pre-populate the control key, you can maintain that in this control key field here. So for an example, I want to maintain PP01 here. It's a very interesting thing. Okay, you guys see now very carefully. Now suppose I'm maintaining PP01 here and save it here. Now see what is happening. I'll just save it, create it again. Okay, /n see. I'm not saving it. Okay, don't think that why it is not getting saved. I have not pressed the save button here. Directly I'm canceling this session and starting it from the beginning again with /n. Now go to this same one and then here enter the work center, give the description here, cutting, hit enter. Okay, here it is asking standard value for electricity. Again hit enter. I don't want to enter. See, automatically this control key got pre-populated here. From where it is coming? If it is if this control key is assigned to this work center, then automatically it will pre-populate here. If it is not assigned, then you have to enter it. Okay, control key is mandatory. This field is mandatory for you. So if you double click on this work center again, go to the default value, you can see it here. It is already there, PP01, it is assigned. Because of that, you can still, it will get populated here. Okay, and if you go to the fin1 here, it means it is not assigned here. Yeah, it is not assigned here, and because of that, it's coming like this. But still you can change it. If you want, you can change it also. Okay, understanding my point? You can change this field. Suppose you want to change it to PP03, you can make it PP03. And every time you hit enter, every time you change something, suppose I'm changing it to PP01 and hitting enter again it is, see, it is asking me enter standard value key in yellow, because I have maintained in my work center that it should be entered. Because of that it is coming. Now let me make it to no checking for the thing. No checking. Okay, and here again CA02, and one more thing also, let me make this reference indicator active here. See what is happening now. Let me save it and then see what is happening. Okay, I'll just simply enter the work center and I'll enter the description, simply description. See, automatically this control key is also coming, but it is coming in a grayed out mode. You cannot edit it. Suppose you are selecting PM01 here, double click on PM01, it is not editable. Means it is completely logged here. Why it is logged here? Because of this reference indicator. Because of this reference, if reference indicator is activated, then whatever the value is maintained here, it is fixed and it cannot be changed in the routing. Clear? Understanding my point?
Yes, sir.
And here you can see also the setup machine level. If I double click on this, here it will take me to screen, and it's not, the moment you keep on pressing enter, whatever you do, this field, it is not asking or giving any sort of warning again and again. Why? Because in my work center I have made it the no checking. Because of that, it's not giving any warning. Okay, remember that if you go with must be entered, then it should be coming with error. If you don't enter, you cannot proceed ahead. Error you have to clear first. Okay, it should be mandatory. And if you go with should be entered, then it will throw error, not error, it will throw warning. Okay, here it will give error, here it will give warning if you don't enter this thing. And then in the default value we enter this, and here we have a standard value key also. Now every time, suppose I am doing this operation here, whatever the operation I'm doing here, every time I have to enter the description. Suppose this 100 CNC machine is there. In 100 CNC machine, one operation is fixed. Okay, we can't do any other operation. That particular one operation is fixed. So you want to reduce your effort in maintaining this description again and again. So what you can do is you can assign a standard text key here. Okay, and before assigning the standard text key, you can first create the standard text key.
But when operation is not fixing in machine, then what can I do? Sometime operation will change if the production is high and other issue.
Yeah, if your operation is changing, description is changing, then you don't need to maintain the standard text key. Standard text key is required when one operation is standardized, means on that particular machine only one operation you can do every time, only cutting only you can do. Okay, you can't do anything. So for that purpose, you can maintain a standard text key, and this description will be pre-populated. You don't have to write it anytime.
Okay.
Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I'll show you how to create that standard text key. Now, let me come out of this one first. Go to CR09 now. CR09. CR09 is a T code where you can create standard text key. Suppose in the standard text key, I'm entering some Z002. Okay. And then here I am mentioning it as a cutting Z00002 cutting, or I can laser cutting, something like that. I'm just mentioning of laser cutting, and then click on the create button here in CR09 so that you can create a standard text key. Allow. And then if you want, you can also give some longer description also. Here in this WordPad, system is taking you to a WordPad, and you can give some longer description also if that short description is not just enough. If that is enough, you can simply click on the save. If you want to add some long text, you can add it. Say for example, I just want to keep the same thing only. Laser cutting and then save it. Again, standard 60 has been saved temporarily in the main memory. And hit the back button. That's it. This Z0002 is now added. Okay. Now I will go to my work center and go to the drop down menu here. And here you can see 00002 laser cutting is there. I will add it here and then save it. So that means the default value is added. And then if I go to CA02, change this routing. During creation also you can do that. And here you see, I'm not going to add anything. Okay, no control key, no description, nothing. Hit enter. See, automatically this laser cutting is getting pre-populated. Okay, understanding my point? Now, as Ragini, you asked that,
Yes.
okay, sir, if that description needs to be changed, simply you can remove it, and then
Okay.
you can mention your description. Something like this, you can mention, it's up to you. And if you want this to be fixed, the standard text key to be fixed, you don't want that to be changed anytime, then here activate the reference indicator. If reference indicator is activated, that means this cannot be changed in your operation. Okay, and then save it, and we will go to this CA02 again, and on this one I'll go with this CNC 100 and then hit enter. See, this is editable, non-editable. Okay, these two options are not editable, and if you try to put something also, okay, then also the standard key will be there, and it will replace this text with the standard text key. This is a interview question. Sometime, during interviews they ask that, okay, I don't want to change my control key in the routing. Okay, so how can I make a default control key in the work center? So along with the control key and standard text key, whatever is in requirement, you can maintain that in the default value so that it will get pre-populated in the routing. And if you don't want to change it, then activate this reference indicator checkbox. So is it clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. So in basic data one, we had taken a look at how to create person responsible, then uses, and then we had spoken about default standard value key, and in standard value key how to take a look at different keys here which can capture the cost along with this rule of maintenance. And in the default values, we have taken a look at control key, standard text key, and this reference indicator along with the standard value parameters. Okay, we have explored them out in the routing. So far whatever we have discussed, any questions, anything? And this backflows checkbox and this advanced planning checkbox is also there, which we will discuss during our further sessions. When we will do goods issue, that time we will do this thing. Okay, we will see the application of this checkbox here.